Hi everyone and welcome back to the Colour Cave where we like to play with art stuff. And today is a super interesting video because you guys voted between the soft pastels and the watercolour powders to do an artwork with our watercolour powders today. So that is exactly what we're going to do. Now you can see I've got quite an interesting setup going on here. I'll explain that in just a moment. So these were the watercolour powders that came in the Sketchbox, and it was the January box. I was really lucky to get that box because it was actually an accident. So we're going to use these today. Now you can see that I have two pieces of paper taped down here. I didn't want to use this paper because I just feel for what we're doing today this is a bit restrictive. This Portofino paper is really nice paper, like super nice paper. I'm going to put this into the stash shop for someone to grab. It is hot press paper, so it's smooth, and I would like someone to get used to this because I've got some of this paper already, slightly bigger, and it's lovely paper, so totally worth it. I'm also going to put the watercolour powders into the stash shop after I'm finished today's video as well. Fun as they are, I don't think it's something that I'm going to use regularly, so I would like to give someone else the opportunity to have a little bit of fun with them or make use of them on a slightly more regular basis. So my thinking was that we could do two artworks here. This is Strathmore 400 cold press watercolour paper. It's a nice middle of the road paper. It's reasonably good quality. So I thought what we could do is on one piece we can wet the paper like we did last time when we were kind of testing it out, and we can dump some of our powders onto it and just wait and see what happens and then create an artwork from there. And then on this second sheet we can actually put the powder down first and then try and use our paintbrush or wet paintbrush to manipulate it into some sort of picture. So today is very much a case of the pigment is going to take the lead and we are going to follow and see what we can come up with. I think this is going to be a really fun way to do things because it's very unusual. So God knows where this is going to go. I do have my giant gel palette here so that once we've got that initial shape and we know where we're going, if we want to mix colours to refine things or create different areas, then we've got the ability to do that as well. I've also got my Copic multi-liner here. I do think though, depending on what comes out, I may pull in more art supplies just from the cave if it's something that's going to support the picture and make it look better or get it to where it needs to go. So this is quite exciting, and I would like to start with the wet one because I think that's more fun. Better take a sip of my tea before we get started here. Oh, I can't stand the excitement. Oh, that was a good cup of tea as well. So I've got a little mop brush here, perfect for what we need to do, and the Strathmore paper is very good at taking water, so this is my clean water. Well, my paint puck water is also clean just now, but that's going to become dirty water very quickly, so this is the clean water. Get this down here, don't be shy. I'm lucky I've got water actually now that I think about it. Couldn't have done this video a few days ago because I didn't have any freaking water. I could have used the bottled water, couldn't I? Right, there we go. Now it's not actually pulling on the surface of the paper, but it is indeed wet. Thinking about these colours here, we've got pinky purpley colours, we've got an orange colour, and we've got our blue colours. I'm just going to see what happens, and I'm just going to go ever so gently with these because they do tend to have a bit of a mind of their own. Right, we'll zoom in a little bit here. I love how all the colours come out differently like that. This is just, yeah, I like it a lot. Oh. Ooh, see this one, you can kind of I like this one. Oh, that was maybe a bit much. Okay, I didn't really get an awful lot of the turquoise on the go here. Oh no, see I didn't really want, whoa. Oh no. What am I supposed to do with that? Oh my goodness, can I scoop that up and like put it back on the canvas? Look, oh, look, I've got it on my finger. Oh. Yeah! And one there. Yes. Yes. Oh, is this cheating? Of course it's not. There's no such thing as cheating. Somebody asked at the after the last video we did on this about what they looked like when they were dry. I think it was Elaine. Here is the one that we did last time, and this is how it dried. What I did notice was that there's a few areas of really concentrated powder pigment. One is here, and the other one is down here, and they did go a really strange sort of colour, and I hope you can see that if I'm tilting it in the light. Can you see this here? That because that the powders are made up of 3 pigments together to give you whatever colour it is, and because the powder concentration was really high, that particular pigment is sitting there on its own, and it's done that in both spots. So if you do have a lot of powder sitting somewhere, it is going to dry a bit weird, and I can see it happening here and here. Okay, it does stain your skin slightly as well. That's me wash my hands and it's nothing's coming off, but that's actually stained my skin. Now, what's interesting here is nothing's actually jumping out at me. I'm not seeing anything. I'm not really inspired by anything, which is it's like not worrying, but you know, I was kind of hoping something exciting was going to happen. So I'm just going to mix up some of these. It's really difficult to control how much you're spitting out. I mean, that's... Okay, so I should be able to stick a couple of drops of water in here with my pipette. A little water in that one. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Like, I want to spread this pigment out a bit as well. Like, there's just all that powder there. There's no need for all of that to be there. Yeah, I've added quite a lot of water there. I just want to see if I can block in some colour here, which I seem to be able to do. I still don't know where I'm going with this, but I figure if I can spread out some colour here, that would be a start. See, this looks like the sea, and this now looks like a boat, and this could be some sort of, you know, land mass. Yeah, maybe this is like the cliff. Interesting. I feel like I've got a starting point now, which is really nice. Maybe this is a fish. It's a fish. I kind of want as well, again, I'm gonna try this. I just might as well try everything, why not? Please excuse my classy and upmarket tissue. It is toilet paper, but we have a toilet right next to the cave, so that's the quickest place to get this from. Yeah, I just want to see if I can lift, because this looks as if it'll lift. Yeah, it'll lift, look. Oh, yeah, okay, this is gonna be fun. That's really good. Like, that is super, super good. Right, now that I know that I can do that, I'm gonna carry on here. This powders are so pigmented, like they really, really are. You really don't need a lot at all, because I feel this is like overkill. I've got a bit of a feeling that this might be like a plague of kraken, or something's attacking this little boat. So I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to make this into another rock so that it's a really pretty pattern. I don't know if I want to destroy that. We need to get some sort of solidity to some of these. I'm going to try and lift a section out here. I wasn't quite sure where I was lifting from or why I was lifting, but I kind of want to, as if this might be the sunlight here, or something. I don't know. This looks like a really big fish. I kind of wish all this wasn't so dark now though. Okay, so yeah, see, I've got the start of a boat there. This stuff is really difficult to get off your brush as well. See, and this kind of made me want to go over the top of this, but that's not really going to help me right now. Okay, so what if I like really, really watered down some of this blue? Like, take that and made it that watery. Kind of feel like this is a fireworks display that's gone wrong. What I've started to do here is work these areas here where our orange and our pink blotches are, because I feel like these could be smoothed out to represent the sky, and just try and work around these rather awkward everything else's. Because what I can do is I can mix some of this blue colour in. This orange is quite stubborn, and there's a lot of powder landed in certain places. The fact that we can reactivate these is really helpful at this stage as well. I want to lighten that right up. You'll see why in a minute. But I still need to, I'm going to have to change my water already as well, jeez. What I would like to do here is try and fix my sky a little bit. Try and encourage across the way strokes here. That's a shame actually, because this whole sky situation was going quite well. But again, I suppose I didn't know what I was, I didn't know where I was going at that point when I first started. So with this part here, I'm going to wait for this to dry, and I'm going to make that into some sort of tree. You know, I'm going to join this up here. Wow, this, do you know, it's actually not the easiest to work with. I wouldn't say to work with, it's not the easiest to control. She says the page that's just covered in dots of some sort of powder. Just looks silly. See, that orange is really overpowering now. It's actually stuck to the paper now as well, which isn't really very helpful. I was wondering if I could maybe just turn it into the sun. Oh, okay, this might be doable. Look at me pretending like this looks like an actual something. I just caught a glimpse of it in the monitor there and I'm like, what are you doing, Jim? I honestly don't know. Don't know. It's these dark patches, they're kind of throwing me for a loop. This one I can make into a tree. This must be some sort of meteor shower. And this is clearly something that has jumped up. And again, I'm actually thinking like I might join that up if it's possible. And again, kind of lift some of this colour because this is really intense. Really, really intense. It's too dark to really go over with anything. Like I might actually have to use a white pen rather than a fine liner. You know, if I was going to make this into a serpent, which is what I'm feeling it might be, I'm going to be struggling to get any sort of detail in there just because it's as dark as it is, and it looks even darker on the camera. Okay, right, let's just go for this. And I'm going to take some of this excess pigment and bring it up here. Okay, so now we've got the Loch Ness Monster chasing a boat beside a palm tree with an apocalyptic sun in the background. Now doesn't that sound like a great picture, boys and girls? Make it look as if they belong together. We belong together. So that's basically just heading back into the water there, doing its thing. I do actually think that's a very perfect Loch Ness Monster colour, to be fair. See all these dots that are going on over here? Maybe that's just like the bad juju that's come off the monster. Or maybe he's like materialised like and turned into this monster. To be fair, like, you know what my saying is, there's nothing that a white Posca pen can't fix. This might be one of those days. Right, I'm going to try and lift as... Oh no, that's just not... Like, that's not going to lift. Damn you, why did I have to splodge that there? Why did I just have to ruin everything by splodging that particular colour there? Because see, if I hadn't splodged that there, this would have been quite successful. Oh, my tissue paper's sticking to the... Oh no. I think I'm just going to have to leave that and accept my fate with it. How do you make this into like a flying thing up here? Like I'm trying to go through all options, all possible feasible things that we could do here. Right, so let's see what we could do, because I think I can make this into a tree. Right, now if I... Oh, and this is horrible. This is not... Okay. This is not doing what I wanted it to do at all. Love it when that happens. Anyway, you can see where I'm going with my tree here, yeah? This filbert brush is really good for this though. Told you I could make it into a tree. Ha. Yeah, that is actually tissue paper that's stuck to the watercolour paper. It's kind of pissed me off now, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what these back sails are called, but that's what they are. They're the back sails. Okay, so that does look a bit like a boat, which is nice. I'm just trying to work in some of the shapes here. Obviously, this is a fictitious creature, therefore, you know, we can kind of do what we want with it. I don't feel like this neck would support this head. Okay, honestly, I'm kind of liking that the way that it is. I think I've rescued as much as I can, and I do think a white Posca pen is going to fix everything, so I'm just going to grab one and see if we can cover up some of this pigment here. Just see if we can rescue anything at all before we move on to the next one. Okay, so I've got a 5M and a 1MR, so I've got a big one and a weenie one. The pigment is going to soak into the Posca, that is the way that it works, but once we have got maybe 2 layers of Posca down, then I'm hoping that we might be able to block some of this out, soften that edge. So we don't want to saturate it, but yeah, we'll just let that do its thing. Okay, so it's not taken it away by any stretch, but it has taken away the sort of harshness of it. Now I'll be interested to see. Yeah, that is actually lifting the pigment up. Yeah. Yeah, so if you wanted to make any of this harsher, you know, the white lines, you can just go back over them once they're dried. Oh no. So I'm essentially now just flattening out this, it's kind of looking like a grey cloud now, so I might just embrace that. I might pull that out a little bit actually, look. Yeah, and it's looking more like the sky. Okay, get excited guys, getting excited, let's do this. I'm not going to touch this darker bit underneath because I think that's asking for trouble. But there you go, that's a vast improvement. I am happy with that. I'm going to call it done at that. And we're going to flip this over now. And we're going to start afresh. Now, this time, this time I am going to put the powders on first. Righto, so here are our finished articles. I actually like this a little bit better now that it's dry. I still don't know what it is, if it's anything at all. And I think it looks significantly better this way round than the other way round. So now for the satisfying part, I'm going to peel off some tape. Now I have to say I've had fun with these powders today. I don't really think they're for me though. I like to have quite a large element of control over what I'm doing, and I feel that the powders are very difficult to control, and I think that they would suit someone better who takes that slightly more you know, we'll wait and see what happens kind of approach. So yeah, good fun, but not really for me, I think. Plus they're very, very messy. My hands are still stained in places. Managed to get some of it off. But I mean, there's some really interesting bits and pieces here. I'm almost getting like a galaxy effect down this side, which I don't know how I feel about that. But yeah, it was interesting all the same. I'm taking this one as my success because I could make it into something, and I'm always quite pleased with myself when I can do things like that. It makes me feel clever. So it's always nice to feel clever. I think we did a reasonable job of disposing of this this dark patch here and making the best of it kind of thing. But this was fun, like I enjoyed doing this. It was a lot of fun. Come on, washi tape, you're supposed to come off in one. Oh dear, there we go. A good time has been had. Not a complete disaster, although not necessarily my best work, I would say. I would love to hear your thoughts on this, what you think of these powders now that you've seen them used in a little bit more detail. And if you have any other general thoughts, please feel free to come down into the comments section and let your guts rumble. That is it for today, everyone. I want to thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've had a good time, and I will see you back in the cave on Sunday for another video. So have a great day, everyone, and bye for now.